Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, generally speaking, this story is about one wolf whose mother is half wolf and half dog. Once in the dark forest, the team of the sledge dogs was moving on the frozen river. On the sledge, there were three people. Two of them are Bill and Henry, and the third one was dead. He was Lord. As they were moving, they were being followed by hungry wolves. Bill and Henry were surviving by several days, and they realized that day by day the number of dogs was decreasing after night because of she-wolf, which lured them. And in the end, Bill didn't return after he went to kill wolves that lured one more dog. The sound of last three bullet shots were heard, and Henry didn't wait and moved on. Then wolves started appearing in the daytime as well. Then wolves started attacking him, but he could hardly survive with help of fire. At the end of this part, all the wolves vanished because there were sound of people and their dog from a big distance. Henry stayed alive thanks to people who found him.
After that, she wolf gathered her flock, in which three male wolves wanted to attract her. One of them was one-eyed but with high experience, and he was too strong in comparison with other wolves in her flock. And another two were too young, but one of them wore black. In some cases, for wolves, it's one of the rarer skins, especially in north areas. After some time, her flock decided to split up into two groups. Four decided to continue their road to the mountains. Meanwhile, the second, with she-wolf and three mentioned male wolves, decided to continue their road to the newest areas, which were undiscovered by wolves of the north. Because of strong winter, second group started to starve, and time by time they started to die. In the end of the winter, only four wolves have survived: she-wolf and three mentioned wolves. As I mentioned, one-eyed wolf was so highly experienced, so he decided to kill two young wolves to get she-wolf. So after some fighting, he reached her attention, and in the spring, after some time, she-wolf born five wolf childs. In the spring, she-wolf born five wolf children, but one of them inherited some characteristics from his one-eyed father. When in the middle of spring, one-eyed and his family found a new cave for their family and to survive there. The daily task of one-eyed wolf was to feed his family by hunting, while she-wolf growed her children. But for one-eyed wolf, it wasn't so easy. That's why in these areas it was quite challenging and difficult to find the normal food. Then she-wolf decided to help him with hunting, and after some time, when wolf children have grown up, once unfortunately one-eyed wolf didn't come to the cave. He was killed by a wild cat when he was hunting. Then the obligation of feeding family was in she-wolf. She decided to leave her cave with her wolf children and hunt alone. But it was quite difficult. That's why winter came again, and cold climate, how to say, restricted to hunt this she-wolf and four children, which wasn't inherited some characteristics, some strong characteristics from one-eyed wolf died. Only one small child, which inherited some, how to say, but for the intention in this kind of areas where she wolf and her small wolf lived, some kind of dangers, especially from wildcats, existed. And it happened, yeah, wildcat which killed her husband, one-eyed wolf, came to the cave to kill her and her small wolf. But she was able to protect her small wolf. It was, how to say, in some cases, lesson to survive, or in other words, example how to protect himself and his family. It was required nearly 1 week, how to say, to treat themselves, because after the fight with wildcat, she wolf got some pains which required to treat them and to recover. But in other words, for she-wolf it was an advantage. That's why they used the body as a meat, as a food for the whole winter. After, when winter ends, as I mentioned, small wolf was so curious, so he decided to discover the newest areas, and he left his cave so far. And he faced a new animal, but it wasn't animal, it was a person, it was a human.
Part 3. So, as Amanullah said, this time a young wolf went somewhere farther from his cave, and then he met completely new, completely different animals. They were humans. There are 5 of them, and then he came closer. The wolf came closer, and one of them wanted to take the wolf, and then wanted to take it with himself. But in that case, the wolf didn't want that, and then started biting. Then, but those humans responded as well. They started beating them as well, beating the wolf. Then she-wolf, to be more specific, her mother came, and that guy who wanted to own that small wolf called the mother of that young wolf Kichi. So Kichi was the dog of the brother of that guy who wanted to own small wolf, and then said that you are my brothers, and then you and your son, you and your small wolf child will be mine. And then he gave the name White Fang to that small wolf. Starting from that moment, White Fang became White Fang. He gave this name, and then he was called the White Fang during the whole story. So White Fang got used to that small town of Indians. Indians were black, as usual. So but they didn't bite, but they didn't do anything strange. Compared to the animals. And then White Fang thought that they were kinda gods, but no. And it was not so easy for him to get used to their surroundings and atmosphere, people there. He understood that his peaceful life ended. So there was one dog, small dog, but bigger than that small wolf. White Fang. Its name was Lip Lip. So then he all the time was something like frustrating for White Fang, but because he didn't, he was the only obstacle for him to get familiar with other dogs. So once he ran after that. He ran after that White Fang. I mean, Lip Lip was running after that, and then White Fang came to its mom, and then She Wolf did something that did such a thing that Lip Lip forgot about the existence of White Fang for some time. I mean, for much time. So as time passes, he becomes stronger, more aggressive, and let's say much more clever than others. I mean, dogs. Once the owner released the mother of the White Fang, I mean Kichi, because he was sure that the Kichi will come back, but and they both went to the forest, and the Kichi and White Fang came back to that small town, let's say. But once the owner gave the Kichi to another Indian, but White Fang wanted to go with mom, but he couldn't, as it was the property of the owner. That man. He learned many things from his owner. I mean, that he can do, what he can do and what he can't do. He learned, and once he was once in the forest. One small child was getting like meat, and then the one small piece of meat was thrown away, and then that White Fang took it and started eating. Then that small child started when he saw that that small child started beating the White Fang, but White Fang started biting as well, and then that guy, White Fang White Fang has bitten one of his arms. Then it started bleeding, and then the mother and the parents of that bitten guy, small child, came to the owner of the White Fang, and White Fang came as well. White Fang came first, and then parents of that guy came and complained about their dog. To be more specific, wolf, White Fang. But owner didn't do anything, go away, said just to go away, because it was not the blame of White Fang. So, because owner saw that it was the blame of that small child only, not the White Fangs. So once the child of the White Fang, child of that owner went to the forest, and then the bitten child was with his friends, and then started to fight against the son of the owner. And the White Fang realized that his side was being attacked and assaulted, and then he started biting the rest of the guys apart from the son of owner, and then he could escape. The son of owner could escape. So then the son of owner went to his father and then said that the White Fang White Fang protected him and helped him to survive. Then the owner gave a lot of meat to that White Fang. So by this way, White Fang continued his life, and then day by day, time by time, hour by hour, even we can say second by second, White Fang was developing, improving, and he was much more clever, more aggressive, and much stronger than any other dog. And we have to mention also one thing, that he met he met its mom as well. I mean, he met his mom twice in the forest, but her mom didn't. I mean, its mom didn't recognize the white fang, and he just went back. So by this way, the third part ends, and thank you for your attention, and that's it, guys.
When White Fang was 5, he arrives to Fort Yukon with his first owner, Grey Beaver. Grey Beaver wants to trade with moccasins and medicines, and this was a place where White Fang saw first white men and their amazing dogs. He was amazed by them while he saw dogs that has no fur, that has hair instead. And the white man has big houses to live and comfortable places to rest. First owner, who is Grey Beaver, wanted to get 100 profit, but he got one. Grey Beaver wanted to get 100 profit, but he got 1,000 of profit. But our hero, White Fang, has an insect that he can kill dogs. He wanted, and he did so. Many people bring the dogs to fight with White Fang, and they enjoy it while White Fang fighted with many types of dogs, and people enjoyed while they saw his fights. And then most of them, and there was a man who is named Beauty Smith, who is very rude and like a coward man, and he cannot do anything for people, but he has stuff. This was a man, Beauty Smith, that is interested to fight White. This was Beauty Smith, who is interested to fight White Fang mostly, and he wanted to get the dog from his owner, and he wanted to buy this dog, but the owner of the dog did not want. But his owner did not want to sell this dog. And then Beauty Smith comes one day with a whiskey to share the Grey Beaver. And he knows that Grey Beaver wants whiskey a lot, and when he drank, he got a lot of whiskey, and he spent all of his earnings to buy whiskey again from Smith. And when his earnings ends, there was not any kind of earning of money, and there was only chance to sell White Fang, and he did so for only a bottle of whiskey. Population even pays 50 cents to see the dog, not only to see the fighting, but only just seeing. And then a lot great type of dogs come to fight with White Fang every time he beats. And then they come to another city to have fight with another type of dogs. There were a lot of people that wanted to see the fight of White Fang. And then there was a great type of dogs that divided 3 or 4 dogs at a time, but every time our hero won. And then there was the first bulldog in the city, and he wants to shrink the dog, and he jumped to the dog, but no result. After that, there occurs a man named Scott with dog Masher, and he wants to take them off, 2 dogs, and help to protect the White Fang. And after that, he buys the dog for $150 from this owner and brings to the home. And then gives kindness and takes care of the White Fang, sings all the time. And White Fang nearly get used to this new owner. And he sees a real kindness from the real owner, whose name is Scott. And after the rest of his life, White Fang spent with his really good owner, whose name is Scott.
And decide to go to the California together. After coming to California, White Fang was so surprised because California was more hotter than his motherland, and they has more new things and others. Finally, when Wolf and Scott got home, Scott's family met him and one dog. This dog name is Collie. She was female. Collie disliked White Fang, but White Fang didn't touch her because wolves do not touch females. Once White Fang killed approximately 50 hens, and Scott's father was angry about that. Scott's father was judge. He judged one convict. He imprisoned him for 50 years. That convict was Jim Hall. Jim Hall escaped prison by killing 3 guards and taking their guns. So Scott's father was in danger. That's why his mother decided to let White Fang sleep inside and protected them. One night, Hall came to Scott's father's house and tried to kill them, but White Fang attacked him and killed. All family members wake up after shouting voice. Wolf got 3 bullets, but Hall was dead. Family members called the doctor for White Fang. After then, doctor came. He saw to the White Fang and said, "Chance to life is 1 to 1,000."